Good morning, guys. Just trying to make a decision here. We got the detectors and everything charged and ready to go. Do I jump on the Suron and do 19 kilometer round trip, or do I walk and Mr. Gage gets to come, but then I gotta walk 5 kilometers from where we park? I know what he wants. I need you to raise your right paw and say, I solemnly swear. Hey, get over here. You can't even sit through the oath. You know this is against my better judgment, right?
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Okay, so the decision to walk is dual purpose. We get to chat on the way into the site. Gage needs some exercise. I always feel bad leaving him at home, but there's a lot of dogs on this trail and it's havoc for him and Sammy. They're running all over the place. So I did bring his leash today, which is kind of defeats the purpose of taking him for a walk. I hate having him leashed. So I'm gonna let him run free as much as I can and we'll chat along the way in. 9:18. Stan is kayaking in today and going to meet us down at the site at 10. So it's probably going to take me half an hour to get down here for a walk. So, okay, so we have now found 5 colonial trade axes, 4 and a broken one. So 5. You don't find trade axes like that at a site unless it was a stopover, a place where they were trading, staying, camping, a fort site possibly. My only issue with saying that this is the fort site is we're not finding all of the other things that should be expected. Old chunks of lead, musket balls, buttons, tools, even more of the old style square nails. I found a few. I could probably count the truly old, like mid 1700 square nails on one hand, the number that I found here. But I have found a few, which is the strange part. We have found a copper pot. Definitely Voyageur, and some copper, strapping, things like that. But to me, all of that says, yes, they were here, they were stopping here, but it doesn't say fort. So at this point, guys, I'm more leaning towards that this was a camp spot that was used for 100 years where these guys would, stop, lay over, pull up their canoes, hang out here when there was bad weather, etc. But I don't know that there was actually a fort built at this site. The brick building that we're looking at here came later, 1800s. It would have been something that was added on from Cranberry Farm era, 1880s, right up to early 1900s. And we're finding all kinds of that stuff, the glassware and china and all of that stuff. So it's definitely, they always, like I say, use these sites over generations, right? There's a spot that's cleared in the forest. There's an old wagon trail that's cleared in the forest. They keep using them. A lot of these trails, this road that we're on right now, which they've turned into a dog hiking path down to the lake, was an 1850s road. 30 minutes exactly, and we are at the site. So that's a good hike. My 35-pound pack sack is just burning the shoulders right now. I'll be happy to dump that. Stan just called. He is not kayaking because the water's too cold, so he is now hiking the trail himself. He'll be here shortly, right behind us. All right, first hole, not too exciting. Some kind of barrel strap. Well, it's gold. Too bad it's just gold tinfoil. Well, I think that's a broken old knife blade right there, the tip. Broke right there on that end, and that's the tip. Here's another foundation that I never noticed before. You can see right there, and then it does a 90 and it comes down here. You can quite clearly see the piled stone right there on the back wall. How did I miss that one? I don't know. I don't think I noticed that one before. There's one up there, one over there, and one here. So 3 stone foundations at this site. You can quite clearly see the stacked stone here of this back wall. And right down here in the deer poop, I'm getting a signal right at the side of the stone. Well, that was deep down here beside the stone wall. Great big old square nail. That was down there like a foot. Is this foundation here older? Because within 20 meters of here is where I found 1.5 colonial trade axes. All I can do is just keep doing this back area here a little more, look for more evidence. I mean, I need buttons, I need lead, I need trade goods, I need something that indicates to me fort site. Other than this pile of stone, which could have been placed here at any time in history. I just don't know. Okay, in here in the bottom of the foundation, something else in here. Okay, that is a true square nail. So that is an older nail. You know, that could be mid 1700s to late 1700s. There's no top on it. All right, what just popped out here? An old spoon. Well, it's iron, so it's older. 1880s probably, in that range. Big, fat, wide handle on it. Just so there's no mistake, guys, you know, there are bottle caps and everything here as well. So it's habituation on top of habituation on top of modern campsites, on top of hunting, on top of everything that goes on along the edge of the lake down here, camping and everything else. So it's a very hard site to decipher, but if you get down deep enough, that's where we're finding the old stuff, but it's just buried under layers of the modern stuff. Okay, we've got another one here just in front of the old foundation wall. Bummer. That's what that is. So now I'm working right along the edge of the wet swamp here. I've got running shoes on, so I can't get too far out there. Here's an old piece of lead. And it's old because it's got that white patina on it. But I can't even say that that was a bullet. You know, is that old colonial lead that I'm looking for? It could be. It does not resemble a bullet that's hit something in any way, shape, or form. And it's very old because of that white. Okay, working down here in the roots. What is this? It's metal. It's big. It's an old barrel hoop. It's buried. It's in there good. But it's old. I can see, I mean, how much it's just corroding away here. Well, there's Stan. Better late than never, I guess. Oh, great. You bought some mitts for him to eat.
Yeah, Steele. I thought of that. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Pretty slow digging this morning.
The geography, the flooding, okay? Would you have put your home on a little island that was likely to be smashed by ice?
I agree. Fort Laronde was not at the mouth of the Lavaz. However, I'm not finding the things that I need to find here to say that there was a fort here. The voyagers were here. Actually, Stan just brought up a great point. This is what, you know, this to me, as soon as he said it, makes sense. He said, well, was this just a native settlement? And yes, that could explain why we find all the trade axes here, but no other English stuff. Musket balls, no other trade goods, the kettle stuff. You know, guys were coming in and stopping and camping. But to me, it could have been a native site. And did these guys have any way to sharpen these axes is what I'm wondering. You know, after 50 years, were these things so dull they just said screw it and left them? I don't know. I can't see that either, but it's a mystery. We're both in agreement on that, Stan. That island is not where the fort was. Where they're saying it is, nothing. We've detected it. There wasn't a sign there saying that there was a fort there. That's a pretty good signal right there. Stan says he's got something interesting. I've got a good signal there.
Well, I think it's cut copper.
Oh, that is interesting. It's definitely copper.
And it's definitely cut.
What is it?
Could be a point on something?
Huh, okay, yeah, that is cool.
That's the only thing I can figure, the point. You know, they'll talk about the natives cutting up the kettles to make various implements, points, knives, everything.
Well, that's interesting.
And that looks to me like a cut point to serve some purpose. And they like the copper because you could just straighten it out if you bent it.
Yeah. Okay, not a coin, but Stan says Colonial Hook. I agree, I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, whether it was on the side of a hole. Not seeing a hole, but no, that's, look at the green.
It's definitely copper because it was ringing up into coin range, 40s.
Yeah, look at it, look, copper. That's a hook that was, again, could be a small piece of something fashioned by the natives out of a cut copper kettle.
It's pretty heavy though.
No, copper kettles were a little heavier. They weren't as heavy as cast iron, but they had to be a thickness.
What is this? It's really heavy, so. Look, it weighs about as much as styrofoam, guys, but it looks like a friggin' rock.
It's beaten rubber. It's weathered rubber.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, piece of hard chunk rubber from something.
Okay, it looks just like a friggin' rock.
Well, you can tell.
But it's...
That's rubber.
Look at that. For once, Stan is right, I think. Look at that. I cracked it open and look at that. Shiny, man-made synthetic something. Rubber, probably, I guess.
No, it is. If you Google old rubber, you'll see.
All right, I'm going to sit on the turkey of the woods here and eat my lunch. Gage is nowhere to be found. We'll see how long this takes once I open up a ham sandwich here for him to find me. Not long, I'm betting. I didn't even get my lunch out. I literally took the bag out of the pack sack and there he is. Oh, you suddenly want to hang out now? No. Get out of here. Ham and cheese on a hamburger. Okay, go bug Stan. Go eat Stan's mitt. He just wants your cookie, Stan. You know that.
I know.
Okay, so Stan found an old copper spoon, and on the handle, there is a design here. I don't know which way it goes. I don't think it's actually writing, but you can see it there. Okay, so there's the rest of the spoon there. There might have been some writing.
There's the one little neck.
What's
the
that
neck
off?
of the spoon.
Oh, the neck of the spoon.
Yeah, from the handle to the...
Okay, so he's got a spoon in 3 pieces. There you go.
Hey, oh,
he's gonna...
Goo-goo eyes.
He's not gonna leave you alone, Stan.
What? What?
He's like, you got food. We're besties forever.
Okay, hang on, I'll take 2 more bites.
He already ate mine, so he's not... And half my hamburger. Not starving.
Right. Give me pop. Okay.
You mooch. Okay, so I'm back in my bottle dump here, and we're going to spend the next hour slowly going up the hill here. It's all full of stuff. Who knows what we can find. Hands and knees. Let's get digging. Soon I'm going to have enough pieces of this candy dish that Stan's going to be able to put it all back together for me. Okay, in the last video I showed you guys the Heinz bottom of a bottle. It said 75. But here we go. Ketchup, we know. H.J. Heinz was 57. It says patented June 17th, 1830. I tried to find out what Heinz 75 was, and I couldn't find anything on it. If you guys know what Heinz 75, Stan says it was a rare misprint of the ketchup bottle back in 1842, but I don't know. So again, this is Heinz Ketchup 57, but somewhere in my glass pile over there, I showed you in the last video, Heinz 75. Let me know in a comment below if you know what that was. Hey, finally found a full and complete little bottle here. It only took me 3 days of digging. I don't think there's any embossing on here, but definitely would have been a cork or a glass stopper in there, and that's full and complete. Well, there's another interesting piece. I don't know, definitely got some little circles here on it, like a rivet on the back. I don't know. Stan says he might have another pot there. He's got the wire handle anyway. And I've got something really cool here. This is like a latch of some kind, guys. You can see, here's the part that moves. And on the inside, there's the mechanical part. That's what I think it is anyway. This looks like it would swing up and down. Obviously it's rusted solid, but 2 foot rule, Stan, 2 foot rule. Go ahead.
No, there's no detectors here. That only applies with the detector.
Oh, so if you're just digging in the bottle dump, we can be shoulder to shoulder?
We can be
Okay.
shoulder to shoulder.
Have at it, buddy. I'm getting tired.
I'm just going to sink over here.
There's lots of bricks in there, I think. That's why I left that for you, Stan. I think I'm at the top of the dump here. I think it goes downhill more, but not much further uphill. Stan says he's got something right on the surface big there.
It's attached, it goes deep.
We're just seeing how far this bottle dump goes up the hill. So he moved 10 feet up the hill.
And got big steel.
I won't give you guys that view there.
Nope.
I'll give you this between the feet.
It is. I know what it is.
Big old pole.
Fancy twist steel on it.
Okay, like twisted iron rod. This is the top. Here's like a finial.
Yeah.
Would that have been a bed frame?
Maybe. Maybe.
We got it out. So yeah, I guess that twist is supposed to be the fancy part. 2 posts and a fancy twist in between. That's it. I think you just hit on the title of our next movie, Stan. Yeah. It's Detectorist Porn. Stan was saying signals galore.
Signals galore.
I'm going to title this video Signals Galore. Does she wear high heels or is this a barefoot act, Stan? Oh, Gage is barking. The ghosts of Fort Laronde? What do you see, buddy? Look at that. He's having a nap over there, sleeping on the job. Stan didn't see the look on my face. I looked down, I pulled something out. He wasn't watching. Dude, skeleton key. Look at that. Woo! I just said, give me an old artifact. There it is. The key to the front door.
Yeah, that's what that is. Nice. It's straight and all there too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hang that one on a string somewhere.
There it is with a little bit of brushing. All right, I'm going to give that to the artifact guy. You can keep that.
Okay, I'll make it so nice you'll be surprised.
Add it to the goodies. It'll tell the story of this site.
Even maybe, well, no, that's 18s.
It's pretty clean. I mean, it's not brass, but for being iron, you can still see. I mean, it would be functional. It would work.
Oh yeah, it's a nice one. Oh yeah.
What do you got?
It's a nice one. Just look at the
design.
Just look at the design.
Dude.
Military, British.
Yes, that. Dude, that's old. Okay, I got a brush. We just said we needed some buttons and some artifacts, and we did it. You did it. Okay, let me brush this. Dude, that's awesome. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It's not the age that we're looking for, but I mean, it is old. Canadian Pacific Railroad Company. Look at the shape of this button. It is an amazing shape. What do you figure on year for that, Stan?
CPR went through at 1870.
So, and that's probably as old as it gets right there. So I just said to Stan, get me one more good artifact that we can end this video on, and I don't think it's going to get any better than that, guys, so...
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Oh, he wants to start digging again now. He was so beat a minute ago. Now he's like, I'm ready to go.
It's inspiring when you find something cool, buddy. It just gets the juices
I know,
flowing.
the skeleton key was my last dig, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm ready to go for another hour. All right, maybe we'll dig a little more. We'll see.